Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a gaming channel, so I wanted to talk about some of the games that I have been playing recently because I'm one of those crazy people that play more than one game at once. So let's go ahead and discuss some of the games that I've been playing and some of the things that I already love about them. And if there's anything I don't like, I'll let you know. Yakuza Like a Dragon, I have probably mentioned this game before because I have tried to play it before. But what happened was I ended up getting stuck on a particular boss. I tried to end up making money through like the business mini game, lost a ton of money because I took too many loans, and I just felt very stuck. It felt like I had to grind in a very unreasonable way. So I ended up choosing to restart the game, hoping that I could play it on easy, but turns out you cannot play this game on easy mode. You have to play it on normal, but it's probably something I did wrong. I'm not really the biggest RPG player. I've been trying to change that. So I'm restarting the game in hopes that I can explore the world a little bit more and maybe focus more on grinding, upgrades, and paying attention to what I need to do. But tell me if you guys have played this game and if you guys got stuck at any point, or do you feel like it was crazy easy and I'm just the outlier here? I would say some of my favorite things about Yakuza Like a Dragon is I really love how relatable the characters are. They're just really funny and charming, and I've played enough into the game that I know there's some twists and turns within the story that really kind of make your jaw drop. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like compared to the regular Yakuza series, which I'm obviously a big fan of, these characters are just a lot more relatable. Whereas in the original series, you're this hardcore Yakuza member where Ichiban's just this quirky little ex-Yakuza guy who really loves Dragon Quest and really wants to be the hero of the story, and it's just a very charming game with a lot of, in typical Yakuza fashion, just a lot of mini games to play, a lot of things to explore. But the big difference with this one is that it's a turn-based RPG versus a beat-em-up type game, and so it is a little bit different. And then the leveling up system, you don't really have control over where your attributes go, but you do have control over what weapons you upgrade and what you invest in. Yahoo! Next up on my list, and this is a game that has been eating at me, Yoshi's Island, also called Super Mario World 2, which I don't agree with. I think they did that just to sell more copies, but Yoshi's Island is a Super Nintendo game, and the reason I avoided it for so many years was because I really didn't like the crying baby. That was something that drove me absolutely insane. I just couldn't get over it, but I decided to sit down and play it because 1, I love platformers, 2, I love Mario, and 3, I love the Super Nintendo, so this should be a slam dunk. And so I started playing it and really trying to push myself through it. I'm already on World 3, I think there's 6 of them, so I'm almost at halfway. I do absolutely think it is a beautiful, beautiful game. They did a really good job with the art style. It does really well even in 2024. The level designs are really creative. The monsters or the bad guys are all more unique than what I'm used to, and I'm kind of seeing where a lot of inspiration came from for later games, and so it has been more fun than I anticipated, and it is quite a bit challenging at some aspects of it, but for the most part, for a, I guess, Yoshi game, it's harder than the stuff they've been releasing recently, but it's not too difficult. But I do enjoy the music a lot. The music is really good. Still don't like the crying baby, but I think it bothers me a lot less than it used to. I think the bad guys are really unique, and I think they're really interesting. I just got done playing one where you get swallowed by a frog. That was really unexpected. That threw me for a loop. That was the way that Yoshi looks at the end when you beat him. That's kind of how I felt with the wide eyes. But you also get these transformations. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably not my all-time favorite thing. You have to transform into a helicopter or a car and then get to point A to point B before the timer runs out, and sometimes you can find the power-up again to extend your time. Not my favorite, but it is a fun way to mix up the levels as well. So I do think that Yoshi's Island is worth a playthrough, and I definitely plan on adding it to my list of games I've beat in 2024. So maybe I can kind of go back and review it once I beat it in its entirety. Excuse me. But if you've ever played the game, let me know what you guys think. I'm assuming most of you have, given that if you're watching my channel, you like video games. or more specifically retro games. If you watched any of my videos recently, you know that I mentioned Ghost of Tsushima, and I've mentioned the game several times. One, because I love samurais, and two, I love anything that's like even remotely Japanese themed. So I decided to go ahead and play it. I don't know why it's taking me so long to play this game. I picked it up probably 6 months ago or so. I don't remember. I started playing it on the PS4, and I will admit I've seen it on the PS5, and it's not as visually captivating on the PS4 Slim, which is what I was going to play it on given its location. And I'm debating, since I'm so early on in the game, maybe I should be playing it on the PS5 because this game is graphically stunning. And I'm not a big graphics person, that's not my thing. But for this particular game, I think they really went with a like cinematic look with it. And so if you guys think that I should be playing this on a console like the PS5 where I can upscale the images and have more of that like 4K like pro look, please let me know in the comments down below, because I haven't decided yet if that's what I would like to do, but I think I'm leaning towards that. But Ghost of Tsushima, you play as a samurai who essentially at the very beginning of the game, you get almost murdered by Mongolians who, well, at first you think they murdered your uncle. I'm not really that far into it, but it's a very captivating game where a lot of the times you're in a transition where it's like a cutscene to gameplay, but that transition is so smooth that you don't always catch on that that's what's happening. I do like that it's kind of like a hack and slash type game. I'm not the best at stealth, so that's going to be a challenge for me because I think parts of the game really do require you to be stealthy, but I haven't got that far. I know that later on in the game you can have like a one-on-one like samurai showdown, so I'm really excited to see that. But I think the storyline already is so beautifully presented, and I think I'm going to have tons of fun with this game. So let me know in the comments down below, do you think I should be playing it on something that can play it at a like higher resolution? And if you have played it, do you think it's like a 10 out of 10 experience? What were your like favorite things about the game? But obviously don't spoil anything for me. Like I said, I'm insane. I'm playing 4 games right now, and it's mainly because I have multiple video game setups, so depending on where I'm at, that's what I'm playing. But the very last one on my list, and I caved and bought it. I thought I wanted to play the original on the Super Nintendo, but I went ahead and got it. Mario RPG for the Nintendo Switch, the remake, and I have to admit, this game is like insanely pretty. They did a really good job. Now, I've played a little bit of the original, so I have something to compare it to, but like when I was watching the cutscene with like the doll coming to life, I was really captivated by how beautiful the game was. The characters are so quirky, everything's so funny. You know, I know eventually you're going to add more team members. It's just a really easy, almost casual RPG. If anything, I would say if you were trying to introduce somebody to an RPG, this would be a great one. It's got like an easier mode and then like normal. I'm going with normal because I heard it's not a very difficult game, but I think it would be one of the really good titles to introduce people to RPGs. Now, I'm not like the RPG person, but that's my opinion. I think it would be a really good starting point, but it's got a lot of charm to it, and I'm not like, I don't know how I feel about remakes, but I would say that this one was totally worth it. If you guys have played either of them, or both especially, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it, but so far I have been enjoying my time with it. It's got so much charm. Some of the bad guys can be pretty annoying though, especially if they can like poison you or trap you into like turning into a mushroom. Like that's so annoying, but that's the beauty of RPGs, right? It's not always going to go your way and you have to strategize. And so I'm definitely leaning on the side of buying a bunch of items like mushrooms and stuff like that to try to stay alive. I recently reached like a kind of like a forest area with like a town that's getting like paralyzed by arrows, so I don't think I'm terribly far into the game, but it is a game that I've been enjoying, and the great thing about it being on the Switch is that it's portable, so I can also play it on my hour lunches at work. So I think that this is a title that will easily go on my list of 2024 games that I've beaten. So those are the games I've been playing. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys have been playing recently. I've been having a lot of fun with these titles. I've been leaning really hard on like modern systems like the Switch, PS5, PS4. I would like to lean a little bit more retro so that I have more of a mixture on my list by the end of the year. I think these games are going to take a little while. It's only like, the mid of the year, so I still got time. I think I can go ahead and get through these titles and then add a couple more retro games. If there's a retro game you think I should play, leave it down in the comments. It might have already beaten it and I'll let you know, but I definitely think I want to add a little bit more mixture to it because I feel like I just haven't been playing my retro games as much. But thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, there's a pixelated world waiting out there for you.